Hey, what's going on, guys? David Book here with you. Today, I want to talk to you about why offline network marketing is just so dang hard. It is, isn't it? Like when I first joined my first network marketing company in 2002, I got together with a couple of my buddies from the high school baseball team and joined this business where we were going to be selling long distance phone service, right? Because I had this idea that I'm getting ready to go to college, so I could sell this long distance phone service to all the people in the dorm rooms, right? Because I knew that they were going to be calling their families all the time, so why not get them to sign up on my long distance service? I could make a whole bunch of money, pay for my college education. I was going to be rich, right? Well, it didn't quite work that way. And long story short, the cell phone was just starting to get real popular during that time. And so I had a really tough time selling local and long distance phone service to college kids with no money. I mean, like failure big time. I got totally bummed out. People made fun of me about trying to sell this stuff. So I gave up network marketing for quite a while, probably for almost like 7 or 8 years. I was just like, man, I'm not going to do this. It didn't work. I couldn't get anybody to come to my dorm room for a presentation. Uh, People weren't interested in selling long distance phone service. It was just really kind of tough. And, that's how I think a lot of offline network marketing is today. Over the last 7 years, I tried 5 different companies trying to figure out what worked, what didn't work, and I did notice a lot of common threads between those different companies and the business models that they used and the way that they trained me to run my business. And since then, after becoming successful in online marketing, be able to recruit people and to sell products and services through blogs and social media and emails, it's really become very apparent to me that the current offline network marketing business model is not necessarily outdated because it still works. It does work if you put in enough effort and time to be able to make it work, but it has not evolved and kept up with the technology in our society and the way that we now communicate with each other. Okay, the communication methods and channels that we use are vastly different now than they used to be in the 1950s when the traditional network marketing business model was first incepted. Right, it was Amway that first started really making huge strides with network marketing, and back then, back in the 50s, everybody picked up their home phone, right? When you make a list of your friends and family and you call them all, like how many people do you actually get on the phone? How many people answer? How many people are screening their calls and they maybe they don't want to talk to you, so they just don't answer? Like that didn't happen in the 50s. Okay, people had one phone at their home, and when they were home after work eating dinner, if the phone rang, they were always going to answer it because it could have been something very important, and that's the only line of communication that they had. Nowadays, right, we are so busy all the time. We have 24-hour everything. People are working at all kinds of different hours of the day and night, and everybody's on their cell phones. A lot of people don't even have home phones anymore. And if we do, we don't pick them up on the regular. We'll probably screen it, let it go to voicemail, and then see who it was, see if we want to call them back, right? So the model that current offline network marketing companies are teaching is just it's like a dinosaur, right? It's just so old that it just hasn't kept up with the times. Okay, back in the 50s, neighbors actually knew each other, right? I've got neighbors that I don't even know who they are. There's some times when I was living in Virginia, like I didn't want to know who my neighbors were, right? The times have changed. Our culture has changed. We're becoming more, I don't know, I don't know if introverted is the right term or not, but maybe we're just like we don't really feel the need to communicate with our neighbors all the time. I don't know what it is, but it definitely has changed, right? A lot of communities back in the 50s were really active, very social. They had a lot of gatherings, home parties, and the meetings. They worked in network marketing because your neighbor would come and they would invite their friends, and everybody trusted each other because they all knew each other really well, right? So it was easy to have that trust factor to recruit people into network marketing. Okay, nowadays, you could go through every friend that you have on Facebook every person that you have in your contact list on your phone, you could call them all, you could text them all, you could send them all a message, and more than half of them are not going to respond. They're not going to pick up. They're not going to reply. Okay, it's just the way that it is. It's just how society is nowadays. But the network marketing model has not kept up, right? Back in the 50s, people, families, they only had one income earner, right? It was usually the male of the family, the dad. He was the one going to work. He was the breadwinner. That was all that was required. The families didn't need more money than that, right? Now, completely different, right? Usually mom and dad both work. If there's mom and dad both in the same house, right? And they're both working probably multiple jobs to get by. That is also a huge factor in why people don't pick up their phones, why people don't come to home parties and meetings. There's just not enough time nowadays because we have to work so much because we got so much other stuff going on, right? We're traveling around, we're driving all the time. We're doing work, we're taking care of the kids, we're going to recitals and plays and soccer games and all this stuff that really wasn't going around in the 50s, right? Back then people were home and dinner was on the table 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That was how it happened. And then the evening was there to spend time with family, to answer phone calls, and to be around with friends, right? But now that's not the case. It's obvious, right? I'm I'm guilty of screening phone calls. I'm sure that you guys are too. And so when you're always busy and you have multiple jobs and you've got these social media distractions, home parties and three-way calls, handing out the DVDs and the magazines, they're not appealing. Okay, they work, but it's so much work. It's such a pain in the butt to do that stuff because it's not adapted to new current society behaviors, right? So the offline process that works, okay, usually they teach you make a list of all your friends and family and call them, okay, and ask them if they can do you a favor, see if they'd be interested in coming to your meeting or checking out a DVD or a magazine. This is called peaking. This is called peaking interest. Okay, this is a sorting process. This is sorting out people that are interested versus people who are not interested. Okay, a lot of network marketers, they get hung up in this process because they have a major fear of rejection. And I know that I've had it before. I didn't want to call the friends and family. Super scared, like nervous, shaking on the phone. Like, will you please? Can you do me just a big favor? And they're like, no. You're like rejected, and then you're so afraid to make that next phone call. I get it, totally understand. But when you do it right, it does work. It will sort the people that are interested versus the people that are not. Okay, you're piquing their interest. You're finding out um, more information about the people that are interested, and then you're sending the non-interested party on their way, maintaining your friend or family relationship with them. Right. Um, so you're piquing interest. You're using your relationship as the leverage, and you're using DVDs, magazines, and a phone call to get somebody on the line interested. Okay, once they get interested, you invite them to a home party, and then you follow them up with a three-way call. Right, that's usually how these companies are training people to do it. And then once you get that person to your home meeting, if they stay the whole time and they don't whine and create crazy objections and cause a big scene and eat all your cheese, then you can ask them at the end of the presentation, sounds like you're ready to get started. And if they say yes, you sign them up. And if they don't, you ask them again, and then you sign them up, right? It's usually how it goes. That process does work, okay? It absolutely does work. There are thousands and thousands of success stories that will prove that particular model of network marketing does work. The only problem with it is you have to put so many people through that process to be able to sort and sift out the ones that are serious, the ones that are going to do work in the business, the ones that are going to be good team members and stick around. It takes so many people to find just those few at the bottom who actually are going to get results, who are going to be a part of your team and to help you grow your business. Now, that's also true when it comes to online network marketing. But the difference is that when you move all of these processes that work, when you take all the network marketing offline processes from piquing interest, to inviting them to a presentation, to following up with them, and to close and sell them. When you take those four processes and move them online, they become infinitely easier to do, because now no longer do you have to actually make the three-way call or physically put in the DVD to show them the video or to actually physically hand them the magazine. Now you can build an infrastructure, a system, a website that can do all of that stuff for you when you set it up correctly. Okay, so instead of having to physically go see every single person that you're prospecting, or talk to every single person that you're prospecting on the phone, you can now automate that whole process. And it doesn't change your chances of success. What it does is it compresses the amount of time, because you can send 100,000 people to a website in a matter of minutes, as opposed to taking years and years and years to speak personally with 100,000 people. So the business model is effectively the same for the most part. It's the technology that's applied within the model that changes. So now you're peaking, your presentations, your follow-up, and your selling processes can be moved online. So ultimately, that gives you more time freedom. Okay, it will allow you to talk to the same amount of people, to put your presentation in front of the same amount of people, to follow up with and close the same amount of people. It will just allow you to do it in much, much, much less time than it would normally take in a traditional offline environment, right? I think that's super cool. That's one of the reasons that I started my internet marketing adventure in the first place, and it's proven to become very lucrative. And I would not ever, ever in a million years would I go back to doing offline network marketing. The people are great, some of the products are great, it's a good time, but it's just so much work. It's time consuming and it's ridiculous, especially when you have other options available to you, such as online systems and automation. Okay, so the internet processes that mimic the offline business model. Traffic generation is the way to get people to come see your offers. That's the first way to start sorting them out, right? To pique their interest. Send traffic to your web pages. Bring people from social media, bring people from YouTube, bring people from email to see your business, to see your offers. If they like it, they're going to opt in and become a lead. They're going to say, hey, here's my email address. I want some more info about what you're doing. That's the exact same thing as calling somebody on your friends and family list saying, hey, can you do me a favor? It's the same thing, right? Now, once you get their information, they're interested, then you can put a presentation in front of them. You can give them some more information. You can send them a video. You can send them a virtual magazine, right? This is where the magazine and the DVD translates to online technology. Okay, you can put a YouTube video in front of them. You can put a sales letter in front of them. You can put whatever you need to illustrate the reason why you're doing what you're doing and how it can integrate into that person's lifestyle. You can do that with content, and that's how you get them warmed up to what you're doing. Okay, then you can send them to sales content, right? Which is where you're going to close and you're going to sell people, and then you can send them emails to follow up, right? It's the same exact processes as offline. It's just used with new modern technology, right? New communication methods. So everything is exactly the same. There are no advantages or disadvantages one over the other, as far as how many people are you going to be able to close, how much money can you make. The amount of money that you can make is the same, but the amount of time is the difference, because we're leveraging tools, we're leveraging internet technology, we're leveraging automation, right? We no longer have to call every single person. We can send an email that does the exact same thing. Okay, so you can make the same amount of money as an offline network marketer. You can just do it in way less time, right? Just makes sense, right? So if you've been thinking about taking your network marketing business and putting it online, if you want to learn some of these strategies, some of these skills that I've been studying over the last 4 years, I would recommend clicking the banner on the top right of the blog page that you're on and joining the 7-day online business bootcamp. I put together a series videos that are going to explain to you exactly how this process works, how you can move your network marketing company to an online environment, the components that are involved in that system, and how you can put all that stuff together. Right? It's really simple, guys. It's not incredibly complex. It's actually pretty easy to set up. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you want to figure out how to move your offline network marketing deal and put it in an environment where you can take advantage of modern technology and new communication methods, then go ahead and click that banner, join the 7-day bootcamp, and I'll see you guys over there. I hope you've had I hope that you got value from this video. I definitely enjoyed putting this stuff together for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to chat, go ahead and leave me your thoughts in a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.